Their next game is Monday against a team from the SWAC. They will play Jackson State on Monday on Kids Day. And we're about to tip it off. Ole Miss and Delaware State. Ole Miss attacks first to the glass. Shot no good. Crackdown rebound fought for by the Hornets. And that's Lane. Of course, the Hornets in their home whites and Ole Miss in their navy blues tonight. Here's the starting lineup for Ole Miss. A good group that has a lot of veteran leadership. You have a couple of grad players on the team, so Coach Yo's team has a lot of leadership. Cottenham with the ball, gives it off to Stewart. Stewart looking, of course, the great ball pressure by Ole Miss. That is their trademark, and that's been the trademark of this defense. Almost a steal there. Cottenham off the glass, and the Hornets have the first 2 points of the night. Cottenham, the leading scorer at almost 13 points a game, gets the first 2 of the night. And here is the starters for Ole Miss as you look at that very veteran group. Todd-Williams with a shot for 3, falls short. Rebound fought for. Delaware State has it, and that is Stewart, who leads the team in rebounds. That's her 25th rebound of the season, and we said one of the keys, they have to rebound the basketball tonight to stay in the game, Chi-Chi.
Absolutely, absolutely. They got to get in that paint and scrap.
Ole Miss will inbound under the basket, down 2-0. Beautiful set play, and the easy 2 for Starr Jacobs. There's a steal. Turnovers have been a problem. 25 turnovers for the Hornets in their loss to Dayton. They had 22 in their loss to Cincinnati, and a turnover there. Ole Miss for 3. Outside, shot no good. Offensive rebound, second chance, and a third chance for the Ole Miss Rebels. Second chance buckets are an issue, and the Ole Miss Rebels, that is Lane driving. Shot no good. Rebound controlled by the Rebels, and here comes Ole Miss. They get up and down the court very quickly. Behind the back, Stuck finds the open player, and the shot and the foul as Chinu went to the glass. 75% foul shooter. She's now a 3 of 5 from the foul line. She'll get another. Second shot falls in. And the Rebels lead is 5-2. Approaching the 5-minute mark of this opening quarter. Delaware State hanging around with an SEC power. Rath in the game now for the Hornets. Inside to Abraham, back to the basket. What a nice move. That's when she's at her best. Abraham with 2, and it's a 5-4 game.
Holding the tempo of the game. Del State has to pick that up.
Working against that 2-3 zone. Ole Miss struggling with it. Outside shot from the wing. Three-pointer, nothing but net by Chino. Chino, her second three-pointer of the season. And it's an 8-4 Rebels lead. The Hornets played 2 games in their Ohio swing. Lost to Dayton, had 25 turnovers in that game, then lost to Cincinnati. Opened the season with a win to start the season against Georgian Court, 71-44. 8 seconds to shoot for the Hornets. Stewart with the ball, drives. Stewart off the glass and good. Great move down the paint by Stewart.
I don't know about you, Phil, but I'm feeling the energy here. Do you think it's the competition?
Definitely the energy is picked up. Hey, the Hornets realize that there's an SEC power in their gymnasium. Three-pointer from the wing, nothing but net. A couple of players waiting to check in at the scorers table in this 11-6 game. Ole Miss has played 3 MEAC teams in their history. And there's a three-pointer up and good. McElrath's 6th three-pointer of the season. This is their 4th time they played a MEAC team in their school's history. Shot off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Lawrence. 1 minute to go. Opening quarter. 11-9 game. 3 Rebels, 2 Hornets waiting at the scorers table to check in. Lane, top of the key. Abraham comes high, sets a screen, off the screen. Shot no good by Lane. Rebound the Rebels.
Ole Miss is really doing a good job actually denying passes.
Great move down the lane. Chinu with the basket in Petersburg, Virginia. She is one of the couple of foreign players that Coach Yo recruited in the offseason to add to this veteran group of players for the Rebels. Turnaround jumper, in and out, falls short for Melrath. Final shot of the first quarter, up and no good by Sadler. And we are through one quarter. And we're back in Dover, Delaware. Phil Shaner alongside Chi Coleman. And 1 quarter of play, 13-9 game. Ole Miss with the lead and the basketball. But very competitive first quarter for Delaware State.
It really has been, Phil. This has been really exciting to watch. Watching how Delaware State is fighting very hard. But Ole Miss is really contesting them with the shots, with the rebounds.
Great pass inside, but Ole Miss wasn't able to convert. Delaware State has the basketball. Out to Cottingham from 15. One-handed shot. The Rebels will run the floor. Up the far sideline, the Rebels come with a 13-9 lead. Shot for three from the wing, in and out. Rebound pulled down by the Rebels. Scott misses the shot, but the Rebels get another opportunity, and that is Chinu with the rebound. Delaware State being patient, running their offensive sets against this man-to-man defense by Ole Miss. Shot for three is up, and it is good by Lawrence, and that's her second three of the game. Second three of the season, I should say, and it is a 15-12 score. Delaware State very much hanging around. 15-footer falls in and out, but a second opportunity for Ole Miss. Clearing the rebound is the Hornets. Flashing down is Stewart, and Stewart puts it in. Nice play out of bounds.
Absolutely, that's the key.
And it's a one-point game, 15-14 at the 7-10 mark of the second quarter. From 14 feet, the turnaround jumper is good, and that is Richardson. Richardson led the team with 11 rebounds, 5 points, and 1 block in the win at home over the weekend. She's an Auburn transfer from Douglasville, Georgia. Trying to get the ball inside to Abraham. One thing about Abraham, she takes up a lot of space. Starr Jacobs glad just to be playing basketball. She's battled a lot of injuries in her collegiate career. Excited about this season. It's a 17-14 Ole Miss lead. Three-pointer from the corner. Nothing but net by Kennedy Todd-Williams. Her fourth three-pointer of the season. Now it's a 20-14 lead. Here's where Delaware State really needs a basket.
Absolutely. Todd-Williams is really playing both sides of the court, which is great to see. However, Del State needs to go ahead and capitalize on that. Stop the pressure over the perimeter.
Lane goes down the lane for two. Huge bucket for Delaware State. 4-point game, 6 minutes to go before the half. Another three-pointer up in the air. It's just two. She was on the line. Kennedy Todd-Williams, back-to-back baskets. She played at the University of North Dakota, transferred. Scored 22 points, 9 steals, 12 rebounds there last year. Glad to be here. And knocks down the three. Ole Miss moving the ball, finds the open player on the corner. The shot was missed, but second chance shots, an opportunity. Starr Jacobs cannot give Ole Miss, a team like Ole Miss, second and third opportunities. Lane, down the lane. No foul called, knocked out of bounds. We're back in Dover, Delaware. 2 seconds on the shot clock for the Hornets to try to get this play off. It was tipped, and it'll be a shot clock violation. Ole Miss shooting 41% from the field. Delaware State shooting 44% from the field. And Scott puts it in for two. Madison Scott, her homecoming game for her, as we mentioned before. She has some family here, only 100 miles from her hometown in Maryland. And a turnover. Turnover number 10 now for the Hornets.
Ole Miss is really showing that they have to have some presence on the inside. Rebounds, shots, and another one.
Pretty play into Starr Jacobs. She gets the basket and the foul. Great inside pass to Jacobs, and here's a look at how they got her the ball. You have to lob it up, Chi-Chi, right?
Absolutely.
Starr Jacobs, 6 points tonight. 0 for 2 from the foul line this evening. Let's see what she can do. Continues to struggle from the foul line. 0 for 3 tonight from the line for Starr Jacobs. Ole Miss's lead growing a little bit now, 28-19. Hornets need a bucket. Lane, inside look. Shot blocked. Here comes the Rebels on the run out. They are very good at rejections. One of the top teams in the country as far as blocking shots.
Yeah,
inside of the paint, good ball movement, and 2. They found the open player and got the easy shot, Madison Scott. She's very close to a milestone, just 2 wins away from career win number 200 for her. She had 5 seasons at Jacksonville State, and she's just the second coach in Ole Miss history with over 100 wins. So 2 wins away from a coaching milestone for Coach Yo. She is from the Bahamas, and that's where Ole Miss will be coming up. They have a tournament in the Bahamas, a chance to possibly play the number 2 team in the country in that tournament, UConn. They won the tournament in the Bahamas last year. Coach Yo, the first Bahamas native to be a Division I coach in college basketball. Missed by Delaware State. Here comes the Rebels running the other way. And the foul on the drive. Three-pointer. In and out. The rebound fought for. And I think they're going to call a foul. A bit of a run. They've extended their lead up 30-19. And a foul, offensive foul called on the Hornets. Delaware State struggles with size, especially with the injury of Murray. So they really only have 2 post players that they could put in there over 6 foot, one 6'1", one 6'2". And that's where Ole Miss goes, inside into the post for the easy 2. Iwala with the basket. The transfer from UCLA gets 2 on the board.
She definitely has size and she has strength.
32-19 score now. Turnover number 12 for Delaware State. On the break, on transition. And that is Scott for 2. Scott now with 8 points. Her and Chinu lead the way for Ole Miss with 8 points each. Final 45 seconds of the second quarter. It's been a while since the Hornets have scored a bucket. Baseline attack. And the putback. Great job by Stewart. She's always around the ball and around the glass. She cleaned it off the glass, and Stewart got the 2. Much needed bucket by Delaware State. It's been a while since they scored. Missed shot at the other end, but the rebound by Ole Miss. 3-pointer from the corner. Up and in by Kennedy Todd-Williams. 8 points for Todd-Williams. So she joins Scott and Chinu with 8 points. So 8 Rebels with 8 points each, leading the way for Ole Miss. Final shot of the first half, up and no good, and we are through. The end of the second quarter. Halftime coming up. The score at the half, Ole Miss out of the SEC, the number 18 team in the country, has a 37-21 lead. In the paint, who had a real nice move. She's strong, good footwork, and really good with her back to the basket. Abraham's a freshman. They're going to lean on her. They only really have 2 post players with 1 injured. Inside to Abraham, throwing some elbows. Kicking it outside. Stewart.
Well, there it is.
Yep, gets a rebound. Putback doesn't go, but gets another rebound. Abraham hangs with it, and the ball goes out of bounds. A 6'2 freshman. First-team All-Stater from the state of Maryland. They get it to Abraham, try to, but a turnover and a steal. 13th turnover of the night for the Hornets. The hammer pass to the corner for three. That's tough to defend.
Shot.
Yep. At Johnson C. Smith University. So those two, Lane and Cunningham, really leaders that transferred into this program. Great job by Abrahams. The rebound, the putback, doesn't fall in. Good effort, though, by Abraham, and here comes the Rebels on the run.
They sure are. They definitely take advantage of those fast break points.
Nice inside look for the easy two for Starr Jacobs for Delaware State and 5 for Ole Miss. And I would say 4 of those 5 turnovers happened in the first quarter. Lane goes down the lane, off the glass, and in. Pretty move by Lane. Great move to the basket. Her 4th point.
Well, look, listen, Phil, basketball is a game of skill and will, right? And then you really have to have fundamentals. And I always say, find the ABCs of basketball. Attack the basket, box out, and close out.
Madison Scott. The shot doesn't fall, but the Rebels get the offensive rebound. And three-pointer for number 3, Kennedy Todd-Williams. You like the way she's shooting the basketball.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, she is really all over the court. I mean, she's actually picking up some of what, was expected of Kiki. Kiki has been kicking the ball out with the assist. However, Todd-Williams is really stepping up here.
Kennedy Todd-Williams, the transfer from North Carolina. So many veterans on this Ole Miss team with the grad players. That is key to have that kind of experience.
Yeah, it absolutely is. The experience, the exposure, knowing how to have good ball movement, all the things that's needed to really win a game.
3-on-2 ends with Madison Scott, get this team the process into the MEAC play when it really counts for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a good preparation for them going into this game, right? Knowing, there's another basket.
Cottingham beats the shot clock and kisses it off the glass for 2. That was a big bucket for her.
Really
She's from Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a connection there in Ohio because Coach Turner from Ohio is ahead of a lot of the AAU. The pressure continues. Ole Miss doesn't give up as far as pressure is concerned. They're going to pressure you, Chi-Chi, from the opening minute to the final second.
Absolutely. I mean, Ole Miss is really taking advantage of the size difference when it comes to closing out on the perimeter, when it comes to the inside.
Ole Miss 23 points off of turnovers. Delaware State 6. You noticed something about rebounds as well, Chi-Chi.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss only has 22 rebounds, and Del State has 18. So to me, that's saying, hey, Del State is in for the fight. However, just like you said, Ole Miss is capitalizing on those turnovers.
Inside, in the paint, points in the paint, they're important, and they get 2 there from Iwala, the UCLA transfer. Points tonight for Ole Miss. Scott has 10, Todd-Williams has 11, and Chunu has 11 points. So 3 Rebels in double-digit scoring. Cottingham is leading the way for Delaware State with 7. Stewart has 6. The leading scorers for the Hornets. Missed shot. Here comes the Rebels. That's a good point about the rebounds, though. That's pretty interesting fact. The Hornets definitely have fought tonight. 3-pointer. Not good by Jallo.
And like we point out, it's these second chance points that they're getting.
She knows this is a great opportunity to have an SEC team play in her building.
It's huge. I mean, having the opportunity to get that competitive spirit in.
Cottingham for 3. She leads the team in points tonight, and she gets her second 3-pointer of the night. She's 2 for 2 from 3.
Here's that inside.
Ole Miss has scored a lot of points in the paint tonight.
Yes, that has actually been the Achilles heel for Del State.
From San Antonio, Texas. Junior transfer out of UCLA. Shot 54% from the field her sophomore year, second best for the Bruins. Appeared in 68 games, started in 2 for UCLA. Another great addition for Coach Yo and Ole Miss. Ole Miss excited about National Signing Day yesterday. Lauren Jacobs, they got her out of South Carolina. South Carolina's top player is going to Ole Miss.
Oh.
What a move inside.
What a move.
You got to love Abraham.
Absolutely. It really does excite me.
She has such good feet.
She does. That footwork is definitely what's needed.
Missed the foul shot. She's struggling on foul shots, 3 of 8 from the line this season. She's going to have to work on that. Another open shot from the corner for 3, and the rebound for the Rebels.
Well, look at that. Look at that.
Second and third opportunities for them. Clearing up the boards was Iwalu. Very much a competitive basketball. Iwalu's second foul shot, no good, but a rebound by the Rebels.
Hey,
and then a steal. Steal by Cottingham. The Hornets got it back.
I mean, they're really fighting. I can see it on the floor.
They will play Cheney on Saturday at 2 o'clock here in Dover. Kiki Deans loses the handle. Ball fought for on the ground. It'll be a jump ball. Iwalu was on the floor. Ole Miss started really hot in this third quarter. They were shooting 66%. Now they're shooting about 43% from the field.
Right.
Delaware State shooting about 30% from the field. They struggled greatly shooting the basketball. Only shot 29% from the field in the loss to Cincinnati. They were 17 of 58 that night in Ohio. Thomas against Lane, interesting matchup. Starr Jacobs on the move against Abraham. First Bahama woman to sign a Division I letter of intent. Bahama woman to coach Division I basketball. 45 seconds to go in the third for the Hornets.
I think Ole Miss is realizing, hey, this man-to-man is going to be wearing Del State out. They need every point that they can get at this moment.
McElrath with now 4 points.
All right.
.20 seconds to go in this third. Ole Miss 40, 58-32. Patient with their offensive sets. The plan is to get it inside, and they do, but they weren't able to get it, and they got a second opportunity.
I see Rubio trying to battle inside. Oh, there she goes. Okay.
She gets involved. And that is the end of the third quarter. We head to the fourth, leading the way for Ole Miss with 13 points, and Cottingham leading the way for Delaware State with 10 as we start the fourth quarter here in Dover, Delaware. There's your leading scores. The Rebels plan to get points in the paint. They can also shoot it from the outside. A lot of threes put up tonight. And gets the rebound, and Starr Jacobs with the follow for 2.
Hey, definitely.
Cottingham with the ball, gets stuck with it and gets it back. Nice dish inside for 2. And Rambo Ramallah with the basket, the Spanian with 2.
This is exactly what we were talking about. The key is to make sure not only just good ball movement that Del State has been doing, but also being able to get the rebounds and knock shots within the paint.
There's a look at that 2-3 zone that worked pretty well for Delaware State in the first quarter. Sadler's three-pointer doesn't fall, and they get another opportunity at 3. And knocking it in, and good by Deans. Deans, who has been quiet tonight. It's on the board with the 3. Coach Turner said it, Chi-Chi. You cannot give Ole Miss second chances.
You can't.
Right? They had a missed three-pointer, and they got the rebound and were able to kick it back out and get a second opportunity at another shot at it.
Yeah, Ole Miss is really doing that. And like as you were saying, KK Dean's not exactly averaging what she normally does. But
of course, South Carolina won the national title last year. LSU won it 2 years ago, and 3 years ago South Carolina has won it. So of the last 3 national champions, it's all come out of the SEC. And of course, the SEC even more competitive now with some new teams in the SEC. They have Oklahoma and Texas have now joined the SEC.
Those second chance shots, Phil.
There's another second chance shot for Starr Jacobs. They were picked third. As far as Delaware State is concerned, tournament conference championship against each other the last 3 consecutive years.
Oh, wow.
And of course, Norfolk State, they already beat an SEC team this year. They went on the road at Missouri and beat Missouri. What a win for them.
Wow.
Pretty inside move. The reverse by Starr Jacobs.
I guess the other H, as they call it, between them and Howard.
Yes. Shot falls short, and the Rebels will run it out. 5:50 to go here, fourth quarter. That's where they want the basketball, down in the paint, and Starr Jacobs had back-to-back baskets. And that was the area of concern for Coach Turner. She said, we have to get back on transition. If we don't, the Rebels are going to have too many easy buckets inside the paint.
Absolutely. I've been seeing it pretty much, throughout the quarter, where they're getting these fast break second chance shots.
Lawrence with the miss. There's Scott. Kind of a homecoming for her. Scott from 15 puts it in. Has some family here tonight. Preseason first team all SEC.
Yeah.
Be interesting with the trip to the Bahamas if Ole Miss could beat Boston College and have a chance to play the number 2 team in the country, UConn.
All right, there you go. There you go.
McGrath with a nice shot. I like her play. I think number 5 is going to be a good player for Delaware State.
I like her play as well. She's really taking her time, and that's the key of what was said earlier, making sure they have good ball movement, not rushing anything.
First of the SEC in three-point percentage defense. Three-point defense has been something that they have emphasized, and tonight, only 8 three-pointers for Delaware State, but they made 4 of them.
Yeah,
4 of 8, 50%, but they've only got 8 off. USC only made 1 and shot 11 in the opening game in France. Rubio Rubelar, I think she has a birthday coming up. I think tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Delaware State with a 7 a.m. practice tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
After this one here tonight. She'll have to approve on that foul line. Struggled a little bit so far this year from the line. Makes the second.
It's already looking tired. I think that man-to-man is really wearing them down.
That's what they do. That's what the Rebels do. When you play that kind of ball pressure for the entire game, by the fourth quarter, you're just wore out.
Absolutely. And so it's, as you can see, it's making it easier for Ole Miss to get those rebounds.
Pass down to the other end for easy bucket at the other side. Noel with her first basket of the night, the sophomore from Kansas City. And you can see that the Hornets are tired. They're wore out.
They're absolutely wore out.
They played really hard the first quarter and a half, very much in the basketball game. Their 2-3 zone worked great.
Yeah, it did.
Ole Miss had some trouble with it.
They did. They really did a great job locking them down with that. But, once we got to the next quarter over the second half, and things took a turn.
Of course, Ole Miss held Arkansas Pine Bluff to just 24 points. There's a three-pointer.
Right.
Elgrath with the three-pointer. She's a pretty good three-point shot. 2:04 to go in this one. 76-39. Great inbounds play. And they get the easy 2. That's how they draw it up. Richardson. That's why you practice those inbound plays under the basket and spend 10, 15 minutes each day on it.
Yeah. What I'm seeing right now is that it's steadily increasing, when it comes to the turnovers with Del State, and Ole Miss is definitely capitalizing on that.
Three-pointer from the wing, and she's got hot right now. Back-to-back threes.
I told you, she's really taking her time. She's getting poised.
4 players in double digits for the Rebels, leading the way for Delaware State. Cottingham with 10. But the first quarter and a half were very entertaining, and that is Carrera with the basket from Brazil. One of those foreign players that Coach Yo has recruited in her recruiting class. But again, they're excited about the fact that Lauren Jacobs, National Signing Day, the top player from South Carolina, will not be playing in South Carolina. Her college basketball will be played in Oxford. That's huge news. There had to be a celebration last night here in Dover with the Ole Miss coaching staff and players knowing that they got Starr Jacobs to commit in the National Signing Day yesterday. And that'll do it from Dover, Delaware. Entertaining game the first quarter and a half for sure. The Hornets, they tried to sting the Rebels, weren't able to. Ole Miss moves to 2-1 on the season, and the Hornets fall to 1-3.